Welcome to the Witching Hour podcast with your host, John Roysland.
Boys and girls, thank you for joining me again. This is your host, John Roysland, with another episode of the Witching Hour podcast. With me tonight, new friend, Mr. Mario Ceritto. Who is Mario Ceritto, you say? Mario Ceritto is writer, director. I want to say has his hands in special effects with the gore. Also does table settings very, very nicely for a small film series that you probably have heard of, the Human Hibachi 1, 2, and then tonight we're here to talk about number 3, The Final Supper, coming out hopefully very soon. Mario, thank you for joining the Witching Hour podcast, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks so much for having me, John.
Of course. Hey, so how, you know what? We already discussed how you're starting your week with the flooded basement. I'm not even going to get into that. Let's just jump right into number 3.
Sure.
Actually, let me apologize. I want to find out just how demented you are as a person to figure out the brain of where Human Hibachi came from in your mind.
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. I did 2 films before I even got involved with like the Human Hibachi stuff. It was more like your run of the mill, your thriller horror, like shot real clean, real perfectly, big film crew and all that. And we got distribution. They got signed to deals. They went out on all the streaming platforms and all that. But they weren't getting any traction. Like, they kind of, I call them like cookie cutter films. They kind of just blend in with all the other titles, and they don't really stand out. Money wise, they weren't bringing anything in. So I had no money to make any movies. So I was like, all right, I'm either done or I'm going to have to do something crazy. So didn't know what that crazy was going to be. But one night I was out with my wife and my brother-in-law. We were at a hibachi restaurant. We were drinking. It was late, and we were the last ones in there. And they closed. They were like, looked like they were closing the store down. So I said, yeah, wouldn't that be crazy if they closed it down, locked it down on us, and flipped the switch, and they said, let's kill these people and serve them to, some customers that are willing to pay for them. Yeah.
Who would know, right?
Right. Yeah. So my brother-in-law goes, that would be a good movie, dude. And I was like, yeah, kind of shrugged it off. So then, like, as time went by, again, it brought me back to, like, am I still going to do the film thing or am I done? And then I wrote the script, and kind of really, the first one really kind of stuck, and that's what led to the sequel. And then, the more, as the years went on, the more, like, cult following it started getting, and really crazy how just something so, like, off the wall and uncinematic. They're not cinematic pieces by any means, so it's, like, it's really weird how something you would never really think would do it.
I think something like that is actually what we need right now, too.
Right.
Something like you said, isn't so polished, isn't such a cookie cutter, multi-million-dollar thrown in your face. This is what you're supposed to want to watch all the damn time. Run of the mill, series after series after series. You've given something raw. You've gotten some good characters. You've got likable characters.
Right.
And I'm not going to lie to you, man. When I first started the movie, I had heard of it for years. I had never had the opportunity to watch them. And I want to thank you personally for giving me that opportunity to get me caught up on them. And I was really, really surprised. Yeah, I heard the name Hibachi. I'm like, all right, it's got to just be a pun.
Right.
We're going to have people getting butchered and hacked. Now, did I think it was actually going to be served to them?
Right.
On a plate? No, I really, really didn't. I really had no idea where it was going. And some of the twists, let's just say when in part 1, when the cops kick in the back door.
Yes.
Think, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings it back, too, because they don't, not just to be a spoiler, but they don't really look like real cops, so it's supposed to be that way, you know what I mean? So it kind of makes you go, oh, shit, yeah.
It kind of comes in full circle. It really does. And, I mean, you've got that certain look of, during the kill scenes. I mean, you've gotten it to the point where it doesn't necessarily look like an indie film. It almost looks like you are watching a snuff film.
Correct. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really, really does.
Yeah.
So, and I watched the mini
Hmm.
that you've got out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
So I do have to ask because I was really, really surprised and probably very impressed. But the opening to that, it actually shows scenes of, I want to take it, China
Yeah. It's actually Japan.
in Japan.
Yeah. That's Japan. Yeah.
Real footage by you?
Correct. Yeah, yeah, you could say that. So, I had a buddy that was in the military stationed in Japan, and yeah, so I was like, damn, I could really get some real footage if he were to film it for me and send it to me. So I had him, I put him out on the street, and he filmed it and he sent it to me, and I used it. So
And it
yeah, it's real
worked.
footage for my film. Yeah,
Man, it worked out beautifully.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, because you're really sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, this guy
yeah.
is international with this film now." So,
Right.
so
Exactly.
all right. So we've hit on the past a little bit. We got caught up. We're in one. We're into two. So what can the followers expect out of this? Where is number three going? The title says The Last Supper. So I got
Right.
to ask, is this the closing of the Human
Yeah. So
Hibachi?
as sad as I like, it's like I'm like you get so like it almost becomes your child. Like really, it's like because I have kids of my own, and it almost obviously it's not like your kid, but it is though. Like it's something you birthed into this world, and for me to say it's the last one actually hurts a little because I have so much fun with them.
Right.
Yeah, for right now it is until something sparks me to say maybe it's not. But for right now, yeah. And the way it ends, it kind of ends it perfectly for me to, say yeah, it is the last one.
Okay.
So it's almost the way it ends is too perfect. You'll see when you watch it. So yeah, I would say as of right now, yeah, it is. So
So when can we expect the release for the final feature?
So right now I am in the final stages of post production. It's getting music for it right now. I'm finishing just like the final touches on my end. I mean, it's probably going to be on DVD by December. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, so by December, and it probably won't be like streaming till because then it's got to go through the distributors and all that. But I put my own DVDs out, so I kind of handle that. But streaming probably next year, like early mid 26.
You heard it, guys, right here. This man is going to play Santa. He's got great stocking stuffers for all the horror freaks that are out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so now, is this going through Trauma?
Yeah, yeah. So they carry the first three.
Right.
Well, Lloyd Kaufman's actually in the third one in this new one. So
Okay.
I have no other choice at this point. He's in this one. Yeah, I actually filmed parts of it at Troma Studios. So yeah, it's definitely going to be put out by them. And then Found TV too. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're a new streaming platform.
Yep.
They do a great job as well. So what I do is like non-exclusive rights, like where Troma will sign it to their platform, and then like Found TV also distributes it. So it
Uh-huh.
just gets a little wider release. But they'll probably be the two main carriers.
So outside of the possibility of putting the human hibachi to rest,
Mhm.
obviously some people overdo a title and they keep carrying on and on and on and on and on and they just bastardize the poor thing to the point where you don't even want to watch it. You're not even a
Yeah,
fan of it anymore. And I respect
right.
and I respect when people call it a day. Enough's
Sure.
enough. I don't want to ruin a good thing, so to speak.
Right, right,
And I'm not saying that if you were to carry on continuing that would
right.
happen. But if in fact that does happen, any other gears going, any other projects in the back burners that you've been thinking about toying with in the future?
Yeah, so I'm a writer first and foremost, so I got a bunch of scripts. I was actually what caught my attention with your podcast was Mick Strawn. So me and him were doing a project called The House in the Pines. I wrote it, I produced it, and I hired him to I brought him on to direct it.
Mhm.
and we just never got the funding for it. But that's still in the works. That's a really good script, but that's more like mainstream horror, like broad appeal.
Sure.
Uh, you know, yeah. And then I got this other project that I'm probably going to try and put into production next year. It's more like a psychological thriller. So I definitely kind of have things I want to get into outside of this series. But yeah, I mean, I've just been involved with this since 2018. I wanted to do the trilogy. I had this, you know what I mean? I want to wrap it up with a trilogy. So,
Sure.
yeah,
Well,
so.
I was overly impressed, as you said. You were at dinner, actually in a hibachi restaurant
Right.
where the thoughts had come around to it. And I was super impressed to find out that your set design, your first location for part one was actually in a hibachi restaurant.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
did you know these people? Did you approach them?
Yeah, so I am friends with this girl, and her then boyfriend owned it. It's actually in Delaware. So that was in Delaware. It was called the Reef.
Whereabouts?
Wilmington area.
Okay.
So yeah, it's up like North Delaware. So yeah, I mean, it was perfect because finding locations, I mean, that's,
Right.
that's tough,
Yeah.
real hard. And yeah, so we had to wait until they closed the place down. I think they closed at like 11 o'clock. And then, once they clear out, so we shot overnight a lot of times, but, anything to get the shots. So
Sure.
that worked out well. Yeah,
Right.
that worked out well. Because I don't think the film would have worked at all if you didn't have that kind of location. You know what I'm saying? You needed it. You really did. You needed that, like, that atmosphere. So,
You've got to have some authenticity in certain settings to make it
exactly.
halfway
Yeah,
believable. And
100%.
but when you guys are walking up the storefront and you go in and you just look around and you can see the actual restaurant and
Yeah, yeah,
you can
yeah.
tell, sets that are built and you can
Yes.
tell sets that are
That are
authentic.
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And I got
Yeah.
so much respect for that.
Sure. Yeah.
I appreciated that as a watching a film.
Yes.
Yeah, and I understand you do with what you can with your budget.
100%. 100%.
And that's got to be so frustrating. I've never made a film.
Right.
I have a script. I want to make the film. I've
Yeah.
been in a film that, budget and so forth, that had nothing to do with me.
Right.
And putting myself into your shoes as a
Yeah.
filmmaker, that's got to be frustrating as hell if you
Okay.
know your vision and this just isn't it.
That's it. And
Right.
sometimes you got to live with it. Yeah, sometimes you have to live with it because you're working with actor schedules, and then if you keep like trying to get the perfect spot, could take 6 months. So sometimes you just got to settle.
Right.
A lot of times you got to get lucky too. Like I got lucky on that location, and that's why, like for the second movie, I brought it out to the woods because the woods has so much production value that you don't have to worry. Like if you know somebody that has woods, you know what I mean. So I kind of was like, I didn't want to press my luck too much, and I just went right out to the woods. I was like, gonna make it. Obviously the woods works for any kind of horror movie. So
Sure.
that's it's like I'm done looking at locations, and it's hard, man. The locations are tough. I got lucky on that first one because even like when they're going shopping for her dress and all, that was like a real store. I mean, all those were like, legitimate stores. So
Hmm.
they're tough to not nail down.
You definitely had your hands full with production.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Scheduling, the store hours with me, and yeah, for sure.
And
So
and being a father, and I know you, I believe, coach
I do.
little
Yeah.
league.
Yep. Lot going on. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm trying to figure out, how I get up and come home on my own with
Right.
kids that are grown, for that matter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're doing all of this, and
Yeah.
I'm producing a 35 minute podcast once a
Oh,
week, and you're putting out 2 hour movies with a house full.
yeah. It's tough. But I mean, you got to work at your own pace. Here's the thing. That's why I like post production so much because production is like you're on the brink of a heart attack, really, because everything's time, money, and then you're dealing with 15 people's attitudes, egos, a lot. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
that's that, and especially when you're on set, that's when it's really tough because you only have a certain amount of hours to get shots, but then once you get to like post production, that's why I do all my own editing and all because then you could just take your time. Nobody's breaking your balls per se to get anything done because it's your baby. So
Right.
it's if you can handle that production part, which is it's crazy. Once you get through that, that's when you're at the end of the race there. So.
So what made you decide to go from a writer to a filmmaker?
So my first and dream was obviously, as a writer, you have visions, and I wanted to see it made.
Right.
I wrote my first script in like '07, and it just sat down forever, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody in the business at all. And my wife, I met her in 2011. She read it, and she's like, "Dude, you should try and get this made." And I was like, "How? I don't know anybody in the, you know what I mean? I don't how like I it's." And she's like, "Why don't you try and make connections and see if you can learn or meet people?" So I met somebody and I trained under him a little bit, and I winged it, man. The first film I ever did, I winged it. It was a $10,000 budget. It was like one of those ones I was telling you about, and it did pretty well in terms of like getting exposure, and it just kind of came natural after that. So
And here you are now a multi-award winning filmmaker.
correct, yeah, man.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome.
And never had a dime in my pocket. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's easy if you have $1 million, you can pay people to make a movie for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you write a script and you have $0, you got to have somebody to believe in you. You know what I mean?
And times are tight nowadays too, man. So that shows that you definitely have believers and some good backers.
Yeah, and exactly. Times, you know what else is now? And times are tight, and there's so many there's so many movies being made that now, like when I first started, that was 2011. Technology still wasn't what it is today.
Right.
It was there, but it's not. Now it's like everybody's doing it. And
Oh
if
my
I was an investor, if I'm an investor today, I'd say, but what are you doing different that's going to make you stand out? So it's you got to do something different.
Well, I mean, you think about it, the word indie film used to be such an underground term.
Sure.
Indie is the new Hollywood.
100%.
It is so mainstream right now. Oh, I got an indie film. All right, yeah, everybody's got one, dude. Like you said, what makes yours any different from the other guy that's got a really expensive cell phone that he record on his camera one day?
Exactly. Seriously.
Right.
You know what I mean? And and if you look at all these like Instagram reels, everybody's content creating something. So it's like you really just and I try and tell I get a lot of new people coming to business. They'll ask me, I was like, dude, first thing you gotta have a good title. I mean, you have to. Like if you don't, like if your title's just like very mainstream, it's just tough. You gotta stand out. So
right. So how was the overall crowd response? I mean, the horror fans are a very tight-knit group. And New Jersey is a great place to be.
Yeah.
For filming, and especially for the horror scene on the East Coast. No offense to any of my mid and West Coast friends, but it just seems that there's a lot of action going on the East Coast, especially with horror films nowadays. So how has the response been? I mean, I know that you've been to, and I think a part of a couple horror conventions. To vend, obviously, to get Human Hibachi's name farther out there, maybe actually sat in with Uncle Lloyd at their booth. I'm not sure. But how has the overall response, the feedback been to the people in person with you?
Good. I mean, and that's what kept me going, to be honest with you, because if it wasn't there after the first one, I would never have done a second one. So, I mean, I would say overall reception that I've received in person, I've had like people like come up to me and stuff at conventions and all like that have known the title or because I'll wear like these shirt, like, you know what I mean?
I love that shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw it. I absolutely love that. That is great.
That was really neat too. That was, so that these guys are from England. Like that's a merchandise store. So they approached me, I don't know, like I think he messaged me on Facebook and he's like, dude, would you want like a merchandise deal? He's like, I really like, your movie. And so, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of like they're like, these are underground, but they're like big names, Serbian film. August Underground.
Oh yeah.
So these guys, they put this along they're aligned with August Underground, Serbian film. So they put all their official merchandise with those guys. So this was like an honor, like a badge of honor,
Sure.
Yeah, man. So that's the stuff that really like you think you got something when you start getting little stuff like that. Again, it's so hard to get poke your head out. I say out of the crowd of all the horror movies out there. You
Sure,
know, so
sure. Man,
really, yeah,
that is awesome, man. Oh, I love hearing a good story like
yeah,
this, and self-made. Um,
yeah.
I absolutely love this. I really do.
Thanks.
I'm excited, and very anxious for number three, for
Yeah,
the
listen,
final to come out. I really am. I
yeah,
want to thank you very, very much for having joined me today. Um,
100%.
I know you definitely got a house full. So how many do you have? How many kids do you
Oh, yeah. I got a 3-year-old. He's three. He's crazy. I got a 9-year-old son. They're both my sons, and then I got a 16-year-old stepdaughter. So the ages are all over.
So have you ever
Yeah.
come home from a set and maybe spilled any of the any blood on you and that freaked the kids out by accident?
Well, you know what's funny is I have like body parts laying all over the house. Like you know what I mean? So I have and obviously you've seen these movies, so you know what kind I'm talking about. Like I got thing in my garage, I've got body parts all over. So
Yo, your torso was incredible.
that's cool, isn't it?
I meant to tell you that.
That was
That
neat,
thing
isn't it?
freaked me the hell out. I've never seen one that real.
You
The
talking about the
skin,
first one that's hanging in
yes,
the fridge in
hang
the
in the fridge. The
yeah,
skin
dude,
tone.
that thing was an amazing piece.
Wow.
They made so that actually was made by a company out in LA that does them for like the big budget Hollywood films. So I spent money on like stuff like that really, yeah, because that thing's
And
really looks real. Yeah, it
yeah,
really, yeah,
I mean, I swear you could actually see goosebump textures on the
yeah,
skin.
you did, yeah, you could, yeah. Isn't
The
that cool?
col- the colors.
Yeah, yes, really neat,
Yeah,
man. Yes.
incredible. I mean, did you ever tell the kids dinner was ready and just have put out a set of table?
Yeah. Nah, maybe when they get a little older, right?
I was gonna say the little ones maybe not yet.
But they're into that stuff. Like they're into more like the Spear Halloween and all that stuff right now. But they're probably going to be helping me out in a couple 10 years maybe. I don't know.
So they're
So
supportive of dad then.
oh yeah, they love it. Yeah. So my wife does a lot of special effects too. So it's really like an in-house.
The whole family
Yeah,
family.
my wife. Yeah, she does a lot of the special effects on the films and all. So it's I like it though again because if you're dealing with like other people that you don't really know, you're not really getting that intimate connection, especially when you're doing like stuff like that. You really got to be able to talk to the person about it.
Sure.
So who's better than your wife to really tell her what you need on set, you know? So really, it works well.
That's yeah. I mean, I can definitely see that being a positive until there's
Yeah.
that one bad day, and then then it
Oh,
gets
yeah,
brought
well, that
home.
happens. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Pros and cons, right?
Yeah. Well,
Pros and
definitely tell her that I send my best and job well done to the whole family,
I will ask.
cast and crew. I definitely keep me posted. As soon as this is released, I'm gonna hope that you're gonna come knocking on my door.
Oh, 100%.
We can definitely talk. We can tell everybody more about it. We're all very anxious for it. Give Uncle Lloyd my love.
I will. And here's the movie that we could give away too. I'm going to send one to you too if you give me your address. This is the second one, so I'll send one to you too, man.
There you go, boys and girls. Mr. Mario Ceritto, offering you guys right here
Yep. There you go. I'll sign it too. I'll sign it and I'll send it out.
signed copy of
Yep.
the Human Hibachi 2.
Correct.
That's all you gotta do. All right. I will be posting some notes along with the release of this here said publication, which will be up hopefully today is Monday the 6th, so hopefully by tomorrow the 7th. So it is giveaway time, boys and girls, and no
100%.
better way to start the holiday season off with a nice bloody bowl of human
That's
food. I absolutely love this. Mario Ceritto, thank you so much for joining us. Boys and girls, I'm John with the Witching Hour Podcast. Please hit that little subscribe button that's down here somewhere. And keep looking back for more great shows. And do not forget to sign up. Whatever this contest is, you are not going to want to miss the opportunity to get an autographed copy of the Human Hibachi 2. Mario, thank you so much. Boys and girls, I will see you guys soon. And as always, remember to please keep it evil.
Thank you.